Don't mention it. Don't say anything, Jay. Redo. Anyways. Alrighty, so let's start with the show your builds. Let's try and do this. Let's see how well it goes. I'm a little worried that people are gonna get mad at us, but
that's why not fucking it up this time.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, starting off, the first few are going to be actual characters that people wanted help with on building. And then we're also going to move into the troll builds because people send those as well. And might as well spotlight the truly terrible people who send in builds just to troll us. But anyways.
I like spotlighting fucking garbage builds.
I love watching them. I love seeing what happens. Some of them are actually really cool. Others, kind of weird. But first up is Edgy Senpai via email. And they sent, of course, their Tana, which apparently... despite what I thought was, I forgot about the HP seal, is HP minus resistance plus. So, yeah, that's the IVs of this Tana here. And I'm not too sure what I would do with her exactly. Granted, it didn't touch any of the vital stats. I mean, too much of the vital stats, really. Granted, HP kind of... resistance, at least she'll be more resistant to mages pretty easily, I think.
Well, if anything, she has base 29 speed, 29 res, sorry.
Yeah.
Which, if you're putting this in a 45, well, in a fucking flyer emblem, and you have one unit with 45 flyer, that's 35 res.
Yep.
Or if you run 45 res on one of your unit, that also works. Mm-hmm. Her spec would be better with Iceberg.
Yeah, definitely. Iceberg was something I was going to suggest.
Because that way you do 16 extra damage with 45 res and a good 16 extra damage. 17 extra damage with 45 flyers.
I mean, as for what I would put in the A slot, that's a. I mean, you could probably go with something maybe to boost the res a bit more if you wanted to.
In all honesty, that kind of depends.
Yeah.
The reason why I say this is Speed Def 2 is actually pretty solid for things like Tempest Trial.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're talking about more like Arena, in this case you might want to consider Fury because it boosts your res.
I mean, I was about to say either Fury, but... Speed and Defense 1, 2, and obviously this one is not fully upgraded on that department just yet, but still, Speed and Defense 2, not a bad idea. I think it could work out. I'm trying to think, what is the... I don't remember if it's actually easy enough to get. Like, I know there's one that, kind of like Swift Sparrow boosts speed and resistance, I thought there was, but I could be wrong.
That's Corin. That's Corin.
That is only from Corin. Okay, right. I forgot. So yeah, I mean, there's several ways you could go about it if you really, since you have resistance, it wouldn't be a bad idea to, what's the term? Get the function out of it. Do something like Iceberg, or I mean Glacius or whatever you really want to go with.
Honestly, your damage is good enough that Iceberg is enough.
Yeah, I was about, just given options. B slot, that's. I mean...
I want to go for Swordbreaker to make sure that you kill sword units in go.
Swordbreaker would be worthwhile. I don't know how well Desperation would work on that, but, people always suggest that for some reason, and I don't really get it, but...
I mean, if she's Speed Plus, or if you're actually in a Flyer Emblem setting with, like, 2 goads, with 2 goads she reaches 45 speed right now.
Which is ridiculous.
So, like, Desperation becomes good at this point, but if you're outside of a Flyer Emblem setting, Desperation is like
I forgot what I went with. I actually went with Hit and Run because that allows her to... But then again, mine is built around a Fire Sweep build, so, that's... She's all about getting in there and getting her teammates in there to just mess with her.
Yeah, like I said, Fire Sweep lance is actually a good lance for her.
Yeah. I was about to say, I mean, Vidofnir is a great weapon, but you could also potentially give her Fire Sweep Lance. That will allow other units to just kind of cancel out, like, their ability to hurt her. At least
in honesty, the only problem I have with Vidofnir is it only works on enemy phase.
Yeah.
The plus death does not work if you're the one attacking, which is kind of problematic for people that are like me that like to just be always on the offensive. But if you like to bait unit, that's another story entirely. You're completely fine with that lance, most likely. Like, I've seen some crazy shit with this lance.
Yep, 16 might, not a bad idea. All right, we're going to have to move on real quick, but yeah, speed plus defense, not a bad idea. If you want, change it out for Fury. Maybe, you know, put on something like Glacius or, you know, Iceberg. It's really up to you. We suggested more Iceberg, I believe. So, you know, you could potentially do more damage with your resistance. As for B, I would probably say, I think we went with Swordbreaker.
Swordbreaker or Lensbreaker also, because Brave Lucine is actually fairly hard to deal with nowadays.
When you need to kill any of those pesky Lance or Sword units that might cause you problems. And then finally we have Guidance here, and Guidance is a solid enough ability for her, I believe. It's just useful.
Though it kind of depends on what setting you put her. It's like, if you put her in a flyer setting, it's fucking worthless.
If you're going with a Flyer Emblem team, you're going to want to go with your Goads or something else.
Yeah, Goad most likely, or like maybe a Fortify, but honestly, Goad is most likely what you'll go for. If not, maybe on attack or speed if you don't have Inoka.
Yep, alright, let's move on, because as much as I would love to do it, I kind of need to move on because we're at 5 minutes and we still have quite a few to go through. Alright, so this one...
fucking unit and take 5 minutes per unit.
Alright, so this one was sent from Boom Sonic Rapide. Their registered trademark, apparently. That's according to their email. And they sent me several units, and while I do want to, you know, eventually touch on a few of them, I decided to touch on what seemed to be their most valuable unit right now, which was their Crom. Because, you know, 40 plus 2, obviously they've gotten a few of them. And I figured, hey, why not try and make something neat out of him?
That's definitely attack plus as well, which is pretty damn good on him.
Yeah, I was about to say, his IVs are attack plus, I know that one, but I don't know what his boon is. I mean, bane is speed?
It's minus.
Okay, makes sense.
So basically his best fight...
Oh wait, he put that down here. Yes, it says attack plus, speed minus there. Oh god, my free summon luck with all three Croms are my free summon from different banners, apparently.
Oh god!
So, that's awkward, but anyways... Let's talk about Crom, shall we? And what would you put it on? I mean, that attack, of course, could benefit from some... I mean, Aether's a pretty cool ability. I don't mind that. But you could also go Draconic Aura if you want to. I mean...
Okay, so... From the get-go, there's two builds you can really go with. Mm-hmm. You can use them as a healer, and that's like Reciprocal Aid.
Reciprocal Aid, and of course Renewal, which... Renewal...
Yeah, function, and like, the A skill is up to you, I'd say, I guess... Death Blow could work because he hits it like a truck already.
Yeah. Death Blow would probably be the best option there. You know, it's...
Or maybe even Sturdy Blow would be good.
Yeah, Sturdy Blow would work too.
That's expensive to get because it requires a 5-star though.
Yeah, well, we could always just go, hey, look, it's Red Ike, here, have steady breath, but I'm only kidding. You technically could also put Fury in the A slot if you really feel like it. That's mostly so he has a bit more bulk in some areas, and Renewal will of course heal that up a bit, especially with Falchion, which will also heal him. So
I'm pretty sure he's more into a offensive build, in which case that 41 base attack is kind of begging for a Brave Sword.
I mean, if you want to do Brave Sword, yeah, he doesn't have the speed to, you know, really worry about doubling too much, so a Brave Sword would definitely help him out in that.
Like, to give you an idea, this Crom is essentially a Shershi, but red.
Yeah, pretty much, and doesn't move as much, but still, that's not a bad idea. As for your B slot, I guess there's a few options I can see here. Swordbreaker, of course, because... Yeah,
definitely the best option.
Or if you really want someone who has a bit more bulk, I guess, and is going up against, I guess you could always go with Quick Riposte. You know, this is not including the healing build. Apparently. Renewal, of course.
I like my build.
Renewal is honestly a fun build to put on any character that has a Falchion. It just makes them into something that is like a pseudo healer, but also a tank, and especially with this attack, he will be doing a lot. So,
yep.
And then when it comes to your C slot or anything like that, I would strongly suggest, you know, a hone or something near that would be helpful to your team. Obviously.
I'd say most likely own speed, because he does not need the speed himself, but everyone around him will most likely need speed.
Yeah. You know, that 23 speed not gonna really matter too much if you are trying to buff his speed, but if he's going to be the battery for that, he will definitely want to have the hone speed there.
And if you use Brave Sword, you can also use Drag Back, just the same way as you use Drag Back on Shershi, because, well, it's basically the same. You use Death Blow if you use a Brave Sword also, because you hit 55 attack without buffs that way.
Yeah.
And you hit twice with that shit. And so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Another thing that's nice to know is also Delphia is a really good unit to pair him with.
Oh well, yeah. Anything that has the drive skill now is just.
Well, it's not just the drive skill; it's also that Dark Aura does +6 attack to healing units. So he gets 9 attack from Delphia.
So that's gonna boost him even further. Granted, that's a bit like, you know, that's just a suggestion. It's kind of hard to say if we're gonna have a Delphia wandering around, but still, you know, an option. So, of course, healer build, or, you know, a much more Brave Sword built kind of unit with Death Blow and Sword Breaker, I'd say. Or Quick Riposte if you don't have. But even then...
Yeah.
As for the special skill, I would probably say either... I mean, Aether's pretty cool. I don't mind Aether. Might do quite a bit of damage with him at that stat, but what do you think?
I mean, it depends on the team comp, because you'll hit like 16 damage with Bonfire, you'll hit like... With Brave Sword, you'd hit like... I don't know, something like 16, 17 damage. If you have a Delphia on the team, that's another story, in which case Draconic Aura is definitely the best option by far, because you hit 64 attack. So that's like 19 extra damage when you pull Draconic Aura, but if you don't, well, Own Attack can also get you to like 59 attack, which is not bad. If you plan on using Falchion, then Draconic Aura is definitely better, because, well, 57 base attack without an A skill is rather high.
Yeah, I forget. Okay, he does not have... Yeah, that's right. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I mean, you can either go healer or you can go attacker. If you're going healer, I think, you know, something maybe like, you know, what is it? Bonfire might be a good option there. Or, I guess, Draconic Aura, since he still has the attack, technically. Aether is cool, too, if you really want to use it, you know, to its full advantage. But,
the main reason people use Aether is for arena score, honestly.
Yeah, I know, but you can always go Steady Breath if you want. Luna also is a good option too, I guess. So, I mean, there's a lot you could go with. Yeah, so that's Chrom. That's the Chrom we got there. Alright, moving on. We have a Lissa build. Okay, so, I had to go dig up the email. Sorry about that. But, apparently, for some reason, there is a copy-pasted function of the Fire Emblem Heroes wiki here, which is just weird. Anyway, saw your video. I would like some help on how I could make a better Lissa unit. I'm following a build on her. Always glad to help from the site here, which apparently is from the wiki. That's where I got. Though it's high investment, I don't think I would like to see the best for her. But if you could help with an all-purpose build in mind, that would be great. Apparently, is what they would ask. I'm looking at the always here to help. They say things like Wings of Mercy, Home Attack or Speed, and Rehabilitate, which are all great abilities, by the way.
Well, it's basically a typical healer build.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what you're going to get there, is a whole sort of build that's just... Rehabilitate is a great skill to have, for obvious reasons.
Like, honestly, when it comes down to healer, there's only 2 healing ways that are good, which is Recover and Rehabilitate.
Yeah.
The main reason why I say Recover is good, while a lot of people say it's bad, is just the fact that Rehabilitate does 7 HP regardless, unless you're at less than half HP. which can be a problem when you just want to like top off your unit enough to live like the hit in particular.
Yeah. One of the suggestions here is, according to the the person Monolo, I believe I'm saying that correctly. I'm sorry if I'm butchering names, but the suggestion here is Fortress Defense 3 or HP Defense 2, and that's a valid option, I guess. I mean,
if you're going for a healer, Fortress Defense 3 is definitely the best, especially Lisa that has a decent amount of bulk, and that way she'll bring like the 30 defense, I think, mark, which is pretty good. The second best would be HP plus 5, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
That's accessible because I don't see like anyone killing. Who the fuck has HP/def? I think that's Summer Robin.
I forget.
Which, in which case, if that's the case, then you're shit out of luck, bitch.
Well, Jesus. Okay, let's. The other options you could go for, of course, the B slot. You could also give her Live to Serve if you want to. That'll give her the ability to heal back any HP that she loses. Granted, Wings of Mercy is a great option for a healer. It always is, because there's always great accessibility in being able to teleport to someone who's already injured and healing them straight up, especially with Rehabilitate.
Okay. Like Wings of Mercy is like the best skill when it comes down to dancers and healer, by far.
Yeah. And then also, the suggestion here for this is also Fear, which I'm not too certain about. Gravity, she already has, but Fear does lower attack. Granted, you will probably not be using her attacking capabilities too much.
If anything, I would probably give her, what's it called? Slow.
Yeah.
So she would slow down an enemy, which means you can possibly double it with one of your other units.
Yeah, lowering speed is such a vital thing nowadays, so...
Yep.
Lowering it is basically the difference between doubling and not at this point. So if you happen to have those options,
it's a good -6 speed, which is really useful.
Yeah, I mean, Lissa, she's an odd duck in some ways, but she's not gonna. I don't really know how to say this without just being like she's just build her like a healer. She's not really, she can't really turn into an attacking type of healer like some of the others. So you kind of have to make do with what you got. Rehabilitate's a good option. Wings of Mercy is a good option. Fortress Defense.
In all honesty, when you said, she's a hot duck, I was just imagining Lisa being like, quack!
Well, that's just weird. Kindled Firebomb is fine, and if you're going to do that, I suggest probably, since that's part of her kit, probably a Hone Speed would be good. That's already on there in the option. Honestly, the wiki, that, at least for Lissa, is pretty viable as an option. So, at least I think.
Yeah, I'd say so. The only thing with bombs is it really depends on your team composition. So, yeah it's kind of hard to really tell you what's the best to use it in. Purely because it's like, well, you have this bomb because your team really needs this in particular.
Yeah. I just mostly say that because since, Hones and bombs don't mix, it's really weird when I see some people who put on the same bomb that they have for a Hone, so... I
like to attack and kindle Fireball at the same time.
Oh, boy. But yeah, honestly, Wings of Mercy is a great option. Fortress Defense, that's what I would probably go with. And then finally, for C, you really just want to go with the Hone, since she's going to be close to people, healing them anyways. So, that's just the typical basics for a healer. I hope that helps a little bit. I'm sorry if it's not the best, but, I mean, it's a healer build. You can't really change too much.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on. We have a Sizo.
Oh, God.
Alright, so there...
I love me some Edgelord.
So this comes from Katie. KDM or Protho, I believe is what their name went by. This is, of course, a plus speed minus attack Sizo. She says that she succeeded in making him splashy on the battlefield, but he dies pretty easily. Anyways, and makes me a bit sad. I'm not sure how to make him better and maybe be able to take down a 10 stratum team with mages. So any help would be appreciated.
I mean, it's not really his role to deal with mages, unless you really want to kill them in one round. In which case, well, you'd kind of want a speed plus, not minus attack, possibly HP minus.
They said, also, I'm considering feeding my current Saizo to a different IVs, luck provided. So I would welcome suggestions. Yeah, if you can find one that has a bit, you know, the speed plus is great. The attack minus will hurt him in the long run. Because, unfortunately, he is he's a throwing unit. They already kind of have a disadvantage when it comes to might from weapons. So
yeah, ninjas are honestly in a very awkward spot because the way they made him, they're like, okay, let's not give them damage. Let's give them speed. Let's give them shit weapons that have almost no might.
Mm-hmm. And then,
because
of course,
essentially what they do is they're debuff machines. But the problem with this is, one, the fucking meta revolves around killing in one round.
Yeah, right now, ninjas are kind of in an awkward spot. Saizo, I mean, with an attack thing, yeah, with mages, you could probably go a bit different. I don't know if... Would you suggest something different in the A slot? Because I'm thinking if you really want to push him further, you could always go with something like Deathblow or Swift Sparrow.
Well, I mean, first of all, if you really want to be able to deal with what are they called? Mages easier, you want a poison dagger because honestly, that's the best way to deal with most.
Yeah, I mean that does. That requires getting rid of a Kagero if you are willing to do so. But that is the main reason Kagero is so powerful and so viable in this, whole.
Like in general. When it comes down to ninja, the way you can really calculate the worth of a ninja is how well they use a poison dagger.
Yeah.
This is to say.
I would suggest. I mean, giving him a poison dagger will at least make him more viable in killing certain units. Mages, at least, that are infantry. That's what matters there. As for everything else, I really can't tell you too much. Just be aware that doing Poison Dagger and Poison Dagger Plus will reduce his attack.
Well, I mean, Smoke Dagger is not that high. I believe it's 7 might, which is 2 more might.
It's still reducing, though. But honestly, when it comes to ninjas right now, no, it's 9 might, by the way, so it's a significant decrease.
Yeah.
So, the one thing I would say for you right now is, one, I would try to get a different IV, of course. If you can, that would be great. You know,
like if you're going to go with Poison Dagger, Attack Plus would be better than Speed Plus.
Yeah. As long as you have, different. The attack really matters when it comes to ninjas right now because of their dagger problem, and as for that, Poison Dagger is probably the best bet you got to getting rid of mages. The A slot, I still would. I don't know what I would change there. Probably.
I mean, the only better slot I can see for this is probably Fury, so you get and all. The other thing that you can maybe think of is maybe change Poison Strike for Desperation, if you want to make sure that those pesky mages are dead.
Yeah, that way he can attack instantly, do his damage, and be done with it. Hopefully killing that mage. Hopefully
like if you have access to Fury, Poison Strike is not that great. If you have access to Fury and Desperation, they combo really well with each other, and it will most likely allow you to deal with a good deal of mages.
And
Obviously,
he won't take as much damage from the mages, thus hopefully lowering him into the Desperation range along with Fury. So
yeah.
That's all we can. I mean, Savage Blow is not a bad idea. It's nothing that.
Also, I just want to point out you have Dragon Fang, which does 19 damage in 4 turns, but you have 36 def, which does 18 damage with Bonfire in 3 turns. So
yeah, Bonfire would probably be a good idea.
And yeah, Bonfire would be a bit more consistent.
Yeah, and that way you can pump out a bit more damage with it, and also since he has the bulk, he will at least handle some melee units a bit better.
Even with attack plus, Bonfire would be better.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I can really... I mean, Bonfire and change the B slot to probably Desperation would probably be the best suggestions, at least for this right now. Poison Dagger, I'm not too certain unless we can get that attack up a little bit more. But that's just all I can really think of.
I mean, if it's like neutral attack, that's 41 attack, which means with Poison Dagger against Infantry...
That is not neutral attack. This is a negative attack.
Yes, I know, which is why I say if she fuses to a neutral attack, that's 41 attack.
Fine, I didn't hear you. I thought you said that if this was neutral.
I'm going to punch you!
Don't punch me. But anyways, yeah.
But yeah, so you'd have like 41 attack, which is 61 attack against infantry, which is definitely not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really up to you.
I mean, I like the build. It's a pretty neat idea, but the B slot I would change, and Bonfire would do a lot better for you.
So just keep in mind, this is support with the main character, which means that...
Oh yes, that's true.
It's only A tier. If it was S, well, it would have 40 attack.
Mm-hmm.
So with like neutral attack, that's 43 with the merge.
Yep, and then even further, if you manage to actually get an attack boon, that would be crazy. So
yeah, attack boon get to 46, which is 69 attack with the poison. Poison dagger. Yeah.
Yeah. So your Sizo could, just it sucks that the IVs kind of go that way. I hate IVs for that reason, but yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of a better idea, and we'll move on to the next.
I've been fucked by Hy-Vees so much.
Okay, so now we're moving on to units that have been tiered just to show off or be a bit trolly. This was actually our first person to ever send in their character for Show Me Your Builds, and obviously I have to at least highlight that. This is their Tiki. This is from Cheeky Tiki. I'm going to go with their Twitter handle name, not their actual Twitter hat handle, but as you can tell, I think they like Tiki.
Gee, I never noticed.
Honestly, that's a really solid build. I like it. It's made to be the tanky, jerk that she is meant to be.
At least, Tiki has one thing that's nice now. Is just at the start of the game, everything with Effulsion was just so prevalent in the meta, and now they're honestly not that prevalent at all.
Yeah, exactly. So,
which means that she does not have to use at all times Swordbreaker.
And she can use Quick Riposte, which will, of course, allow her to do it. And, if she needs to, she can always switch out to Swordbreaker, I'm sure, but
yeah,
still.
Also, little fun fact, with that much HP, you can also run Panic Ploy on her.
Oh, God, I don't even want to think about that.
Considering Walter gives it for free...
Don't give them ideas. Anyways, moving on to the next one. Of course, we have two, and I'm sure you are ready and waiting for these.
God fucking damn it, I knew it!
So yeah, there are... The one on the right scares me the most because he has 6,000 SP and 3,000 HM, which means that this person put a lot of effort into that one. Holy crap. Yes, I get it, guys. You like elderly men. That's a little too much. Jesus Christ. Fortress Defense plus Live to Serve and Hold Speed, that's... And Pain, of course, because he's a pain in the ass.
I was kind of expecting a risk with like an S support with the main character, which would mean that he literally killed like 100 people with a fucking elderly man.
I don't want to think about it. Thank you. We're just moving these aside now. And then finally, we also have... This one was sent to us by someone apparently you really know, because you requested this specifically for us.
Wait, did I?
Apparently. This was sent by, at least according... Their name handle here was Brightness.
Oh, yeah! Okay, yeah.
So...
I'm guessing that's her Faye.
That is her Faye, you are right.
Yep.
What in the hell is this?
God damn, she did not put Fury on her.
Oh,
because she actually runs both, and with Fury she hits a ridiculous 32 defense and 38 res.
No. How about no? No, thank you. This is ridiculous. Plus 10?
Yes.
Why does someone wake up in the morning and go, golly gee, I guess I'll just roll for Faye today?
Well, the worst part is that's not the only +10 he has, but
Yeah, but it's the
this
plus
is the
10
one
that's pissing me off right now. That's what this plus 10 is.
this is the one I kind of wanted to show up because a lot of people seem to be like,
And she's
well,
not even she's not even like, you know, there's no support. I think that's a support. Isn't that the support with another character? Pretty
yeah,
sure
that's
that is.
that's an ally support.
So-
With like Avatar support and with Fury, she hit something like 34 def and 40 res without buffs.
No, thank you. This is the end.
With buffs, that's like 38 defense
You
and 44.
people are murdering me. Actually killing me on this one. God dang it. Iceberg, of course, great. Yeah, fantastic. Life and Death 3, because, yeah, that face needs to die. Especially at plus 10. Holy crap. Brave Bow plus,
I love how that Faye had Brave Bow Plus faster than your goddamn Cordelia.
I think I'm just gonna, you know what, bonus round, because son of a bitch. Are we ready?
Oh god!
Did you see this? Did you see this at all? I'm just wondering if you saw this.
I think I actually did in the Discord server.
Yeah, apparently just that thing is terrifying.
Oh, terrifying is a big word, but
Well, I mean,
the fact
someone-
that he killed a actor and a 5-star for quick riposte
yes,
and a 5-star for ruby sword because
yes.
I really hate those pesky mages. Fuck those green mage.
Good lord. I mean, that's dedication, goddammit. That's not only that, but they also plus 5'd another Tobin as well, you know, just to +1 him. So, I'm sickened down to the core, but not as sickened as what I'm going to show you next, because that's still bonus round material.
For the next Tempest Trial Mini with Tobin, therefore we're finally going to have like a +3 Tobin.
So let me just point out a few problems with this one. 1, Iceberg, go away. 2, Pass, which he can't use unless he's using Armored March.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny because I've seen a worse actor than this. I've seen an actor with a fucking emerald axe. So, yeah, and also it did not have distant counter. Instead, it had attack +2
What?
and passed 1.
Why are you people such trolling pieces of crap? Seriously, I understand this, but oh my god, I want to die.
I wish I still had the goddamn picture. I know someone on Discord will probably watch this video and be like, I have the picture because it's someone on Discord that posted it.
Oh yes, and I forgot. I need to...
I think that actor also had Glacies.
I just... Oh yes, big shoutouts to Trey for the first risks, by the way. And also, I need to dig up the last person. God, there's so many. By the way, we're at 900 or so submissions, by the way. Punish Snack, or I guess Snake, for the other risks, by the way. Just forgot to mention, just in case you people love elderly gentlemen, I think I want to die.
Well, at least it covers everyone's fetishes.
Is this a fetish? Because if this is a fetish, this is terrible.
Who knows, it might have been your fetish at the start of your channel.
This is where I end the video because I can't stand these people anymore. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But thank you guys for sending your submissions. Keep sending them. We're going to be doing this as an ongoing thing. I'm going to force Jay to.
So, I'm having fun with this, so...
I like the troll builds a lot. I love seeing what people do for their dedication, because I love seeing dedication. I mean, this is cool to me, even though... Oh god, that is just amazing to me. Seeing someone put dedication into characters, you know, like Tobin here. Oh, that's Tana. God dang it. Why is Tana off?
She likes to hide every fucking where.
Good lord, what happened to it? I don't understand.
Tobin died.
Tobin's gone, apparently.
Always count Tobin out.
I mean, there's Hector again. There we go, there's Tobin. I just like seeing dedication like that. That's insane to me. That's just crazy stuff.
Yeah, especially with like very underwhelming characters. That turns out to be pretty good. Like that Faye is actually pretty fucking ridiculous. She's a brick wall. She has like Hector's defense with Fury and buffs.
Oh, I'm well aware, and you know that Tobin is the definition of a green bane. Because why not? Oh.
What that you know, she dead.
What's that, Sonia? Sorry, you dead too. God damn. Alright, that's the end for the first episode of Show Me Your Builds. Thanks for all the builds. Thanks for all of the dedication that I'm seeing on my screen right now. From
I just hear the air quotation mark in your dedication word.
This has broken me. This is the end, folks. This is the end of the channel. Goodbye.